Steak au poivre. That's French for steak in peppercorn sauce. See how the level of intimidation went down by nearly 80% once you translate that to English? Steak with peppercorn sauce. That's simple. And remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create. And I have here at room temperature a couple tenderloins. Some people prefer filet mignon. I went with the tenderloins. I have a couple here. You're definitely going to need some peppercorns. I have the ones that have the, diverse type, dry. You're going to also need what I call brine green peppercorns. This one I had to order. I couldn't find in the store. I went to Amazon. You can go anywhere, order them. They're not that expensive, but they are worth it. These ones are French. So let's keep it real, right? Salt, butter, shallots, only one, small one. Some sort of oil. I'm going with sunflower. It doesn't matter. Heavy cream. I have it at room temperature. You're going to need cognac, the drinking type. Make sure it's the drinking type. And you're only going to need 1/4 of a cup. You can drink the rest if you want to. And this one is very good. And I'm going to need about 1/2 cup of beef stock. You can go with broth too. Now the butter, make sure is unsalted. So I'm going to crunch some of the peppercorns. I'm not going to ground them. I'm going to crunch them. It's a difference. Just crunch them, okay? If you don't have one of these, just put them inside a Ziploc bag, small one. Put them there. Grab a mallet or something. Hit them until they're crunch. That's simple. First thing I'm going to do, I dip pat them because I don't want them wet. I want stuff to stick to it. So I'm going to put some salt. This is the flaky one. You can use any type. I like this flaky one because I can crunch it. And you're going to do this in one side first. I'm going to be generous with the amount. I pat it in. I'm going to turn it around. By the way, you notice I put the salt in a different container because this is all the salt I'm going to use. Touching meat, touching salt. Whatever I don't use it, I'm going to throw away. But I'm going to use all this. Just keep it clean, right? And safety. So I'm going to put in the other side some. I'm going to give you some flavor. Do the same here. Rub it in. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the peppercorns. And actually, the best way of doing this is, let's put it here. And you start pushing this baby in so they stick, okay? See? Do the same with the other one. Add some more peppercorn and do the same with the other one. But this is how it looks. You want it to stick, okay? And make sure it's only done in one side, the pepper part. Only one side, okay? So remember to preheat your pan. I have a cast iron. You can use any type. And let me start with some of my oil. It's like when you cook steak. You see me cooking. If you have followed my channel, you see how I cook steak. And that's the mindset you have to have. You cannot think about fancy names and get intimidated. You just have to think about, that is a steak. So you're going to cook first the part with the salt. And you want to make sure you get that nice crust. Let me wash my hands, hold on. About a minute or two, once you make sure you have a nice crust on the bottom, you're going to flip them. Use tongue, don't use this, because this is going to mess things up. So you flip it carefully. See how nice is the crust? You're going to let it cook to the type of cooking style you prefer. If you want medium rare, it's up to you. And that's when you add the butter. And you start getting those juices on top too. Tender, delicious. So I'm going to cook this about 2 minutes, no more than 3. Let me put the heat on medium. I'm going to add the shallots. Going to saute this baby. A little bit of salt. Just for a few seconds. About 2, maybe 3 tablespoons of the brine green peppercorns. Now carefully, I have an electric stove. If you have a gas one, be careful. In fact, I was keeping the cognac away from the heat because now it's time to add it. You want to make sure the alcohol evaporates. You want to make sure the alcohol evaporates. You know that because you won't smell it anymore. Or you can use a lighter because if you have an electrical stove, and make sure it evaporates, okay? So now it's time to start taking care of business. And the first thing I'm going to do is going to add a cup of the heavy cream. I'm reducing the heat back to medium. And I'm going to add the stock. This is very easy, by the way. Let me put a couple notches above medium. And I'm going to let this baby simmer. Now that it's simmering, I'm going to put the heat to medium. So it reduced already because that's what you want. You want the liquid to reduce somehow. 7 minutes later, 8 minutes. So put the spoon like this and you notice how the cream stick at the bottom. That tells you that it's ready. See? Oh yeah.
J'ai jamais eu les mots qu'il faut. La maladresse colle à ma peau. La main qui tremble dans tes cheveux, mon regard noyé dans tes yeux, comme un enfant perdu nerveux.